All right, you are welcome back. Thank you. Okay, let me share the screen now. All right, we are on compliance. Yes, thanks and welcome back. So, Mrs. Boladuro asks if annual return is different from tax. Yes, tax is to FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue Service. And the annual return is to Corporate Affairs Commission. That is as because you register a company, you have a return to make every year. That is if you have a limited liability company, that is 5 years annually, 5,000 annually. If it's an enterprise, 3,000 annually. I hope everybody can hear me. So please communicate with me. Thank you. Now, FIRS, I was speaking on VAT. So we don't have anything to be scared about when it comes to tax and doing business in this country. The only thing that is needed, that is expected of you, is just comply. Just comply. None of it is, and any tax you are paying depends on your turnover. And don't forget this. Have this at the back of your mind. If your turnover annually is not up to 25 million, if your turnover annually is not up to 25 million, you are not expected to pay tax. What you're expected to do is just to file. You are expected to just file. You are not expected to pay tax. If your turnover is not up to 25 million. So those are the things. And your VAT, if there's no any turnover in a month, you don't need to pay. Just file a new return. I have more than 10 companies I file for them every month. They just take that burden off themselves. So it's now my headache. And VAT is, you have to file it before 21st of the next month. We're in November now. Before 21st of this month, you have to file for last month. If you want to file for November, they give you from now, let me say from 1st of December to 21st of November. So that is it. You have between that period to do your filing. And it's not something difficult. It depends on how much you earn. I think before it was 5%, now is now 7.5. And you can still file new return. Some companies will even file new return just to escape that penalty. So at the end of the year, when they are doing their, what's it called? Preparing their bank, their accounts at the end of the year, what they do is just anything that needed to be paid will now be paid. So what compliance does your business need? Is now based on what you are doing. If you are a contractor, you need all this compliance. You need PENCOM, you need NSIFT, you need ITF, you need BPP. BPP is overall, is after all compliance, tax, PENCOM, ITF, NSITF, and all that. BPP is a Bureau of Public Procurement. I think, okay, let me quickly check this. Yes, we can hear you. Okay, thank you so much. So BPP, okay, FIRS, are we done? Question on FIRS or Corporate Affairs Commission or business structure? So that everything will not be too, please let me know if there is any question for now or if you understand what I'm trying to say. So filing your VAT is not difficult. Some people run away and they don't want to do things because of how much to pay. If you are not making money, just file. Let them know you are not making money. And by the time money comes in, file because they have access to your bank statements. That's just the truth. FIRS have access to every bank statement. What's the percentage for tax or VAT? Okay, VAT, that is if you make up to like 25 million in a year, that's annually, VAT is 7.5. And it's not only VAT you pay CIT, that's for FIRS, that's a company income tax. You pay EDT, that's education tax. EDT is 2%, company income tax is 30%. And the VAT is 7.5. Everybody remember when VAT, the percentage increased. So before it was 5% of your turnover, but now it's 7.5. So if your turnover is not up to 25 million now as a small company, you don't even need to pay. So you don't need to pay. All what you need is just a consultant to put you through. All right. So I was talking about the compliance to do. If you want to work with government agency, you want to be collecting contracts, you want to do this, if you check all those requirements, it require all these compliances. So you have to get them. Now, NSITF is all about, it's like, okay, let me say it this way. You have your staffs. They want to be sure that there's a percentage of money you keep aside to compensate your staffs in case of injury, accidents, anything that is work related. It's just like a compensation to your staffs. So you pay it on their behalf annually, and it's 1% of your staff salary. So is 1% of your staff salary. So most people, even when they are paying more salary to their staffs, they just make it to be 18%. You know, 18,000 naira is the minimum wage. So they make it to be 18,000 naira so that the amount they are going to pay will reduce. It will not be too much. For company providing services to NGO, where the NGO remove withholding tax, what is supposed to be done? All right. When they remove a withholding tax, they remit it on your company's name and you get the receipt. That is what's supposed to be done. Is either it's NGO or any organization. For the fact that they remove a remove tax from you, they remit it on your company's name. And let me now give you an hint. Thank you for that question, Mr. Ajide. Let me tell you what withholding, why you have to take it very important. Withholding is still your money that is in FRS. You can use your withholding to clear your liability in FIRS. Yes, your withholding is your money. It's there for you. So if you have a liability of like 200,000, you have withholding of 100,000. You can use that 100 to knock off out of that 200,000. That's another advantage that some people doesn't know. And some years back, I used to help people to recover their withholding. If you are not owing FRS, you have rights to claim back the remaining amount of money that you have with them, your withholding. We call it recovery, tax recovery, VAT recovery, yes. So you can get it back, but that particular money must be up to like millions or billions. You know, people that does a lot of contracts, that they collect contracts maybe from government or from private companies, maybe they are withholding, some people withholding is like 2 million, 2 this, do you understand? So before you know it, over the years, the money will accumulate. So if they have any liability in FRS, they just use it to pay it and they are good to go. So 1 minute, Toby, please put the next link so that for people to see and on my status too. So as I was saying, so that is it. Thank you for that question. When they remove withholding from you, you give them your TIN number, they pay it in on your company's behalf. They help your company. What they want to know is that make sure that you pay that withholding. A lot of people, when they allow them to go and remit it themselves, they will not pay it. So what they're trying to do is just make sure that that money was paid to FRS. They're just helping FIRS to get that money. So that is it. So for please, I want more questions. So it helps to touch other places that maybe we didn't really focus on. So we know what VAT is, that's value added tax. We know what CIT is. That's a company income tax and annual return and EDT. Now, why should I register? When should I register PENCOM, NSITF, or ITF? First thing, PENCOM, even if you've registered your company for the past 10 years, PENCOM, when you are ready to pay, PENCOM collects 3 years from you. And PENCOM are for your staffs. As if you are paying pension on their behalf, that's 18%. The employer pays 10%, while the employee, you remove 8% from your staff salary, and then you pay to PENCOM and you collect a certificate. Over years, I realized that people that want to collect contract that used to do PENCOM, a lot of people don't do it. Even when they have staffs, people don't pay to PENCOM. So you are expected to pay 18%, which the 10% is coming from the employer, and the 8% is coming from the employee. So how do one verify the withholding was paid? You get your receipt. You get your receipt, is on your team. You get your receipt and supposed to receive email from FIRS if it's been paid. And you tell the NGO to give you evidence of payment. They need to give you evidence of payments. When they remit it, they need to give it to you. That's how to know. Now, what am I talking about? PENCOM. PENCOM is, everybody knows PENCOM is pension. Do you understand? Just to be on a safer side, and in case you retire or your staff retire. So that is what PENCOM do, and you are expected to pay for your staffs. Even though it's a private firm, it's a private organization. Mr. Ben, I will answer your question shortly. I just want to clear this PENCOM of a thing. So it's 18%, 8% from your staff, 10% from an employee or employer. So the 18% of their salary. Let me cite an example. Let's assume your staff is collecting 18,000. So 10% of that 18,000 is what you have to remit. If they are 10, you just remove 8% of that salary, and 10% of that same salary you pay for them. So that's what you remit to PENCOM office, and they give you certificates, and your staffs will have PIN. Even if they leave your office, they can still continue paying into that same account. Even as a person, you're supposed to have, if you work in a government office, I think you have it. And if you work, if you have your own business, it's good you even do it for yourself. I have, even though I'm not working for anybody. So you pay for yourself, so that at least at the end of the day, you have access to pension. So governments can now be paying you out of your reservoir. So thank you. So if I have not been paying or remitting to FRS, how do I get a tax clearance? You cannot get a tax clearance until you do that. So you have to clear the liability in one way or the other before you get your tax clearance, if you name it. Now, NSITF. NSITF, okay, I think I talked about NSITF. Is a commission, a compensation that's supposed to be paid on behalf. In fact, a lot of people doesn't know that any amount, because you want to do NSITF, there is a schedule that has to do with your staffs. The schedule, your staff's name, age, the dates that they were employed, their dependents, their what is it called? There are a lot of details about the staff that needed to go to NSITF. And in case anything happened to your staff, maybe death, maybe injury in a place of work, accident, you request those money you've been paying. A lot of people doesn't know it. You apply for it. It's a compensation. You know, this make it easy, because the money you are not withdrawing is from your staff salary. The money, you are like the boss, you are the one paying it on behalf of the staff. So it's like a relief to you. If anything happens to your staff, you just go to NSITF, withdraw the amount of money or a percentage of the money that you've paid so far, and give it to the staff. A compensation, I told you that a company is a legal entity. These are the things that government put in place, but people don't follow it. If you can't have all this, and as a staff in an organization, your job is not secured, it's not possible. If you are leaving an organization, there are some laws that back it up, the amount that is supposed to be paid or percentage that is supposed to be paid. They cannot just relieve you and you go like that. And if you are a boss, you have your own company, these are the things they are supposed to put in place. You are paying it gradually. So it's not that something happened to your staff. You're now looking for money here and there. Maybe you've invested into one business or the other. You're not looking for money to compensate that particular staff. No, you go to NSITF, withdraw the money you've already saved there. Okay, Mr. Johnson. Okay, in a short while, I think I've answered Mr. Ben. Okay, Mr. Johnson, please type. Send your message, okay, please.
I should send that as message.
Yes, it will be faster because of our time, please.
Okay,
thank you.
Because you have passed. Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you. So okay, that is for NSITF. Is a compensation to staff. Maybe, like manufacturing company, something happened to your staff, or they at the cost of carry one assignments or the other out, maybe an accident occur. So please, Mr. Johnson, please mute your mic. Thank you. So maybe an accident occur. So that's a compensation. It's as if you have a reserve. You are saving it for your staff, and to make it easier for you as an employer to pay your staff at the end of the day. So ITF, Industrial Training Fund. This is, normally ITF staffs normally goes around to train staffs. But all these things is not, people don't do it. All what we do is just remit to all these agencies, and it's not being done. Normally, ITF. Okay, let me say something about NSITF, sorry. I've talked about PENCOM, when you are to pay PENCOM. When you are to pay PENCOM is, if your company is less than 3 years old, you are to pay PENCOM from date of, 6 months after incorporation. And your NSITF, the acts that they renew of NSITF is from 2011, July 2011. If your company has been registered before 2011, you start paying from 2011. Let's assume your company was registered 2009, 2008, 2007, and you've not paid before. If you want to start paying, you pay from 2011, July. But if your company is maybe 2000 and maybe anytime last year, 2 years ago, you pay from date of incorporation. That's NSITF. And it's 1% of any amount you are paying to your staffs. So at times, some people pay higher to their staff, but when they want to pay all these agencies, they declare 18,000. So, and it's not our issue. So we just carry it out for them. And ITF too. ITF have a fixed price. ITF, is it that you've commenced business or not? If you need their certificates, is like 80,000, 85,000 annually. So, and their own too is 3 years. Even if you've incorporated your company for the past how many years, and you now come back that, okay, I need your certificates, I want to pay, it's 3 years. So all these certificates, why some people are not aware about it is because a lot of people that do contracts, that collect contract, bid for contracts, they are the one paying for it because they need the certificates to bid for a contract, or it's part of the requirement before they can give them job. Mr. Johnson asks, are you saying to open limited liability company, you have to start with one director? You said they just changed the law. Please, want you to throw more light. Okay. Yes, that was last year. Before, it was minimum of 2 directors. But since last year, it has been that one director can open a company. Before, one director cannot open a company because it's more or less like having an enterprise. But sincerely, I used to advise people, if you want somebody to share your risk with you and your loss, It's better you have a director, a shareholder. So if anything is happening, you can have somebody to share the loss with you. But now, the way the law is, one person can own a company. That is why you have one director in your company. Before you can't do that, it's minimum of 2 directors. Thank you. So what are the required documents for compliance? Your details, your CAC certificate, and all that. And does my business, this is Oga Patapata of them all. You know, SCUML have been existing, but I realized that a lot of people were not aware. But recently, I think since last year, they start pushing people from the bank because they want to have access to your account. Now, SCUML is under EFCC. Is a special control unit against money laundering. Special control unit against money laundering. If your company wants to open an account, you need it. If not, you won't be able. I think some of us can testify to that. You need it. It's just a few nature of businesses that, you know, if you are handling a company that they know that you can't have a huge account, they will not bother you. So when they started, it was all, but now they've exempt some businesses because they realize that they don't actually need it. You are doing a business, you are collecting 10,000, 20 naira. Do you understand? No, there's no any actual huge amount that is coming in. So they just exempt those companies. You can't ask a barbing salon that the registered company to come and be getting SCUML because of money laundering. Do you understand? Until they see reason to include them again. But if you are into like mineral resources, oil and gas, construction, even agriculture, estates, and okay, they're giving me, okay. Oh, all right, thank you. So my manager is giving me an hint. All right, what's it called? If you have a construction company, agriculture, okay, we have luxury, even law firm, surveyors, real estate, supermarkets. You know, supermarket, you know why supermarket is involved? Recently, one of my clients at Sedi Plaza, yes, they sells a lot of luxurious wristwatch, jewelry, and all that. The man was not even in the country, called me that there is an issue that EFCC came to. Is he even supposed to join this meeting? I think, I don't know what happened. So maybe work or something. So came to their office and asked them that this, and that. He called me that I have to do and attend to them. You know why? Because of the set of transaction that comes in and the load of transaction that comes in and out every day. Their inflow calls for EFCC to come and investigate. And you know, at times, people can go and get money somewhere that you don't know. And they came to come and make payments. I'm saying why supermarket is involved. You'd be like, supermarket, do they have some money? You know, somebody can carry 5 million and buy something in supermarkets. 1 million and buy something in supermarkets. Depends on what you sell. So what they needed from you is just keep track of your customers. If you do buying and selling, you need to know what your staff does, maybe their email, phone number. So if there's anything that happened, a particular fund went missing and they were now tracing it, they now trace it to your account. The only thing that can save you from EFCC is if you have the details of that particular customer that pays that money. If not, it's an issue. So now, another thing is that you need to be filing. If you ask more, I think I have some of the people here. You register for SCUML certificate, you collected it, open your bank account and put it under your pillow. The day EFCC will come and arrest you. So you needed to be filing every month. And even NGO, you needed to be filing every month. And this is how it is. If there is a minimum threshold that you can collect as cash. If it's an individual, it's just 5 million. You can't do any transaction. As in anything that is above 5 million, you cannot collect it from an individual as a cash transaction. You know what that means? Because some people will not take some cash to the bank because they know what it means, because they are trying to trace that particular amount. Maybe they stole it from somewhere or things like that. And maybe it's because of money laundering, all that. So, and if it's a corporate account, 10 million naira, from 10 million naira, you cannot collect it for cash. You have to be what's called financial institutions transaction. You go to bank to lodge it in. If you realize that what somebody wants to pay you is already higher, don't allow them to pay cash. Allow them, tell them that they should pay it into your bank directly. By doing that, EFCC can have access to that details of whoever pays or who is the company that pays this huge amount of money. And requirement for registering SCUML, BVN is involved. And when they have your BVN, they have access to your bank account. So that's the thing, that's the idea. They have access to your bank accounts. If you are the directors, you can't generate a BVN for the company on its own. It has to be the directors, any of the director. So if it's your company, you have to drop your BVN. So thank you. And when should I file my, I think I've talked about that. So any question on this before I move forward? Okay. Yes. Oh my. The sweetest part of them all. Yes. Business matters. So this one must be interactive. We are done with compliance, but if you still have question, anything you don't understand about compliance, please ask me. You remember that if you have an enterprise, you needed to pay VAT. You are not to collect tax clearance from FRS if you need it, if you have an enterprise. Enterprise collect tax, their tax clearance from their state government. State government, like, I think you've heard about FCT, Inland Revenue Service, Lagos Inland Revenue Service. That is it. So that is who you pay your tax to. And the minimum they collect is 3 years. If you've not paid before, the minimum is 3 years from state government. But VAT is to federal government. Thank you. I think I see one question before I move on. Please remind me of the percentage for company income tax. 30%, ma'am. 30%. Not 30% of your turnover, please. EDT and income tax, CIT, is 30% of your profit. Yes, not turnover. It's only VAT that is on turnover. So thank you. So now to talk about business matter, understanding your market, training. Oh no. Right. We have a few minutes more. Please be asking your questions so that we can just answer it as we are going on. Yes. Will I discover and understand my target market? At first, what do you do? So I'm a consultant. I can consult for anybody actually. But it has to be people that I have a company. Consulting for market women that is selling pepper and tomatoes. They are not my target. My target is Mr. Johnson, Mr. Ben, Mrs. Boladro, and Mrs. Amara. Business-minded people. Serious people that really want to do business. And one thing that I want to quickly tell you before now, I do internal control system. You just tell me what your business is all about. We sit down and analyze it. Running out of time, 10 minutes. Okay. So let me quickly run this. You have to know who your target is. What is the market that you want to target? Is it something you can get from social media? Is it something you can get by having a banner or having a flyer? Is it something you can get from your status? As in putting adverts on your status? Is it something you can get from going to maybe places, strategic places? So you have to know who your target is. If you have a school, who are your targets? It has to be people around you, people in that environment. Is you can't be in Lube and your target for school is in Kubwa. You know, it will be very difficult. So work on your target, work on people around you, look who your audience is. So it helps you to focus more. You don't go and market what is not to somebody that you know does not even need it. I don't have a car. You ask me to come and buy tire. How does it match? How does that match? So that is the target market and your audience. And how do you want to go about it? And let me say this, the way you increase your customers by the day, don't go around having same customers, same year in, year out. You're supposed to be having day in, day out, have a new customer, day in, day out, have a new customer. That is how you can expand your capacity or your target market or your audience. Now, what's the best way to advertise and market my business? Like we've said, what's your target? Now, I used to do social media ad because even if you are not in the country, I can manage your business for you. That's why I said everybody is my target, except market women that sell tomatoes and fish. And at times you can still help them to bring up their businesses. I heard it for supermarkets and all that. So that's why I say everybody, literally everybody is my target. Even lawyers, as far as you have a company, you are my target. As far as I can consult for you, you are my target. So, but look at what you do. Who are your targets? If you are a builder, who are your targets? You go to sites. You go to people that you know they want to build. You market to people that you know they have. It's not that you go and market to people that they don't even plan to buy land in 10 years. Go to sites, go to people, what's it called? All these estate developers, go to people that have estates, people that are already building. So those are your targets. You have farm, everybody is your target. If you sell egg, everybody is your target. Schools, children, all this, you can supply anywhere. So how do you advertise? Your status, social media, there's something I want to pay. There's something they call organic traffic and paid traffic. What is paid traffic? That is when you do a social media ad that involve money, that contacted people that they don't even know you, that you don't even know. If you are still doing organic, that is people around you, your church member, your family and friends. Anything you post on your system is people that follow you that sees it at times. But when you do a paid traffic helps you to tell people, if you have a school, don't make your targets only. You can do online classes, holiday period. So everybody have to step up when it comes to business matters. Don't just sit down. You register your company. Let the company give you a return. Make money. Think of what to do. You can talk to me one-on-one. We analyze it. We see how you can get your business improved, your marketing, start making money on that little talents that you have. How do I increase my sales? Okay, I thought maybe I'll talk about that. Don't allow yourself every day increase your circle of customers. Don't sell to the same people from beginning of the month to the end of the month. Make sure that all the time your students in your school increases. Increase your viewers, increase people that are listening to you, increase your customers every day. That is how your return can increase. Okay, how do I maintain my business finances? Oh, this is so sweet. Remember that your business is a legal entity. Separate your business account from your personal accounts. Pay yourself. Don't just spend money anytime, any day. Pay yourself. Do you understand? Do like an employee. Be disciplined. Do you understand? Be disciplined. Do like an employee. Save 10% of every income that enters your accounts because of any day that something wants to go wrong. Have a reservoir where you can just dip your hand and something wants to happen, you want to invest, you go there. Money that enters, have an account where you put 10%. So by the time the money pile up, you can invest in something big. So what's it called? How can I be smart with my money? One of it is have a separate account for your business and track your expenses, please. Always track your expenses. When you track your expenses, it helps you to know what you are spending and when you are spending more than your income. That's the problem that a lot of people have when it comes to business. Because your capital is 100,000 naira and you've already spent 80,000 before the month end, you are now borrowing money to buy other goods. Do you understand? So you keep track. If you pay yourself, you see yourself as a staff too, you pay yourself. My manager is on my neck, that time is going. How can I keep my business relevant in today's fast pace? You know it. Make use of social media. Social media these days, everybody. And you know when people check social media, when they want to go to bed, some people when they wake up and break hour, make sure you post things frequently. Okay, let me say this. This is on my mind. Put your business on people's head and faces. When you put something on your status, it's because you want people to know. Some people just contacted me, somebody wants to register a company. It's because you'll be putting it on their faces, you already stick to their brain that this is what you do. If anybody wants to do anything that relates to your business, they contact you. Sorry that I'm rushing. It's because our time is running so fast. This is not a topic that we can just finish up at once. I pray that let me say January, I will try and set up another business meeting like this so that we can all discuss a lot, and by that time you can ask your question. Okay, I think you people have my number. If you have any question, you can still ask me. We answer you. We have a social media platform. We have Instagram and Facebook. Just type Primeflow Consulting Services. We put a lot of things that has to do with businesses time to time. And if you want to ask me any question sincerely and you want to give your company a good structure, sincerely, I'm here for you. So what I'm saying about keep my business relevant, put your business always in people's faces. Talk about your business all the time and say positive things about your business all the time. So communicate with people. If you enter bus, talk to them about what you do. Exchange contacts. Increase your contacts on your phone. So by the time anything goes on your phone, on your status, people see it, they can view it. And please try as much as possible to do ad. You can have a YouTube page. Now we have YouTube page. Like all this training will be going on our YouTube. We have YouTube. So you set all those things. Let's allow it to be growing. Instagram and Facebook. So let all those platforms be growing for you gradually. Interesting and intelligent presentation. Thank you. Okay, you are welcome, and thank you so much. So thank you, everybody. Our time is as in it will still log us up anytime from now. Thank you so much. Okay, by January, another section of this will come up and it will be so interesting. Thank you so much for attending this. I'm so grateful.